It sounds like you've always loved serving people. And when I think about you, that's what I think about. You love helping people. You really, and I think that's why you've been done so well at real estate, is because you can help solve someone's problem, really talk to them at their level. And it sounds like you've been doing that all your life, whether
Mhm.
it's, in the group homes or in real estate. And I think you even worked at a calling center for a
Yep.
while too. That's where we met, right? So you worked at, how long did you work at the calling center?
Let's see. So we made the decision to move from Muncie to Indianapolis, and got a job with Liberty Mutual, I think, in their call center. I was there for maybe 9 months.
Mm.
And it was great because it gave me structure, but I was like, man, I don't like this micromanagement. Like, this is this is not it. Like, I can't do it. And also too, because I loved connecting with the people, because when I was working with them, if some guys remember, Hurricane Harvey, I was taking phone calls where people were flooded on their roofs trying to get out, and helicopters were literally coming, as I'm on the phone with them, and I'm trying to tell them, hey, get off the phone. We can take care of the insurance claim later. Let's make sure your life and everybody is
Yeah.
straight now.
Wow.
So, that was really important to me. But I was there for like 9 months. But I remember saying to myself, there has to be more than this. I was so frustrated. I was looking at, I'm married. I have now, put 3 4 kids down. I'm just like, okay, this is not going to cut it. I've been a good worker. I've worked 13 years. I have the 401k. I have the insurance. But what is going to really propel me to the next level where I don't have to be stressed,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of get out of the rat race? And that's what led me to make a phone call to say, there's a guy that in the church. I said, hey man, I don't know what you do, but every time I saw you, you always had on a nice suit. You didn't seem stressed, but no one ever knew what you did.
That's right. That's a typical entrepreneur. Yeah. No one knows what
Right.
they do.
Like, what do you do again? And then he told me, he said, Ron, his name is David Roberts. And he says, I do wholesale real estate. He said, so this is what you do. Download the Meetup app, get in a room with people that's doing wholesale real estate, and figure it out. So that's it. He said, that's it. And so then that's when I downloaded the app, and I saw that Simple Wholesaling Meetup, and I was like, Christian guys that do real estate, that is not right.
Yeah,
That's a
that's an
lot.
oxymoron.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm just going to just kick the tires just to go see what happens, because I was so desperate for a change, and desperate for some relief, and some desperate for space between me and zero.
Yeah.
That's what I was really after and chasing.
Yeah. So I just remember you came to that very first meetup, and we had, I don't even know how many meetups we had had. We had had several meetups, and most of them I don't remember. And I think maybe because we built this relationship now, but I still can remember that exact moment, because a lot of people do come up, they talk to us, they ask us a lot of questions at the end, but you were just a little bit different, because I could tell that you wanted something more. You were in a desperate situation that you really, really wanted to change. Most people, they'll ask questions, but they really don't want to do anything about it. They're just kind of comfortable in their own situation. But you really, really wanted it. And so take us into that kind of, how are you feeling during that time? I even think you had like tears in your eyes, I believe, when we were talking, and I didn't even know you. I mean, this is the first time I ever met you before, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy's coming up and he's crying, and I wanted to help you, and here we are 3 years later, and but what was life like for you? I mean, in that spot, because there's a lot of people out there right now that are in that spot. So talk to them.
Yeah. So I remember being in that spot, and I just remember saying to myself, I know what my skill set is. I know that I've proven myself that I'm good on the phone. I've proven myself that I'm good with people, but I didn't trust myself to be able to, try to um, start a new company on my own. Like, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I know that I don't have that skill set. Like, I'm not that disciplined. Like, I know that I would need help with that. And so, when I got in the room and I was like, wait, okay, this lie that I thought that Christians can't be wholesalers or be in real estate and be honest and true. When I got in the room and I felt the energy of the room, and I got a chance to see you and Brian and the rest of the team at that time, and I was like, I said, man, I said, not to be, aggressive, but I said, but this feels like home.
Mm.
Like, this right here feels like home. And I felt like this is where I was supposed to be. And, the heavens opened up and the birds went singing in a dark room. kind of happened. Like, this is where and what I need to be doing. And so it was with that, mindset and understanding that I did what you're not supposed to do. I go up to the room and teach me everything but I knew that I had to have a certain resolve. And because I had such a godly conviction about what was happening, that's why I went up and I know, like I said, Brett, I said, I don't know what opportunities you have, but I know this is what I need to do. And I remember Brett kind of looked at me like, oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Like, sure, okay, great. But I made sure I filled out all the information. And then what happened is that a couple of weeks later, as I am just kind of sitting down, an email comes across, and it's you on the video, and you said, "Hey, look, we're just looking for somebody just to make a couple phone calls. If you got some time, let us know." And I remember talking with my wife and saying, "Hey, Brand, what do you think?" She was like, "Hey, we already know what this is. Let's just try to do something else different. Let's just try it." So I remember, trying to record my video submission like 6 or 7 times, trying to get it right, just right. I ended up sending it. You guys responded, and I came in for an interview, and I remember, saying, "Hey, look, you got these leads we're going to give you. We're going to try this out for 10 days. Let's just kind of just see what happens, and go." And I remember coming home from a place that I hated, being on that phone and hearing that bell go off, when the phone rang, to getting something to eat real quick and spending 90 minutes in my closet, in my 2-bedroom apartment with my now 4 kids, 2-bedroom apartment, just saying, "Hey, Brand, I just need about 90 minutes just to make some phone calls." And I remember going through those phone calls, but as I was having those conversations, I was having the most joy I had at work in a very long time.
Wow.
It didn't feel like work. It felt like joy. It felt like this is what I was supposed to do. And in that time, I was able to turn, I believe, like 2 or 3 contracts. And I remember the acquisition manager at the time was like, "Man, this is great. Like, you don't know what you did." I'm like, I don't know what I did.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the best place to be.
"Do you know what you did?" No, I have no idea what I did. I just set up an appointment. The person said yes, they like me, and they gave me their price. So like, no, like, this is a lot of traction. And so I remember going through, getting the job offer, and me and Brandy, we sat there and we said, "Look, like, what are we gonna do?" Because she's a probation officer at the time. Me, because of how I am, I'm very loyal and I'm safe, so I don't do anything risky. But we had to take a look at the trajectory of our life and where we were. And if we stayed on the path we were on, like, what was that going to lead to? On my job, my regular 9 to 5, I'm frustrated, I'm mad, I hate it, but I'm kind of secure. With this unknown opportunity, I have no idea how much money I'm going to make. I have no idea who's going to call. I have no idea of anything, but I do know that they're happy. I do know.
That's right. You can check all those other boxes, that sounds like just drinking a poison when you talk about your job. You're like, "I'm mad, I hate it." And the thing is most people live like that. And so for us to be able to do this business and actually enjoy this, it's just been an amazing ride, and you've been a blessing. And so, you've been working with us for 3 years. You started off answering the phone, just doing exactly what you did at the call center, answering the phone, setting up appointments for our acquisitions manager, and take us just kind of in these last 3 years, because you've done a lot of different things in our company, and it's kind of been this trajectory of growth, right? I just see it's been a steady just stream of Ronnie growing, just keep stepping up, and now you're one of the leaders on the team. But take us into where you were at 3 years ago, just getting started, to now. Has it been challenging for you? Has it been just roses? Just be like, "Hey, let's go. I'm ready. Let's do it." And but what's been like? What has it been like for you?
There's definitely been bumps in the road, because when I first got on, I remember where we were at. I remember going back to this little cubicle to make these phone calls. I was like, "Oh wait, this kind of feels familiar again." So I wasn't sure what was kind of what was happening. But then you just continue to make those phone calls and remember make those connections. Like, that's what it was about. It was the connections, and it was a topic that I was actually passionate about, because I've always been passionate about real estate. And that's the one thing that I kept remembering. Like, you know, I used to watch HGTV all the time. Say, man, I wonder what that looks like. But now I'm having conversation with people that are in this exact context. That I am now the beginning stages of what can be a wonderful flip for either myself, the company, or someone else. You know, and so it began to be really exciting. But at the same time, too, I know I also had some bumps in the road and hurdles. And, you know, I remember getting a message from Brett like, hey.
I remember that. I remember that. That was one of my darkest moments, probably in the real estate space. Is I just don't like conflict in the business and trying to lead the team. And I don't really know what it was. I was having a bad day, but I kind of reached out to you and sent you a quick message. And you know, I don't really know. But I guess if I could name one person that I've seen just really, really step up, really, really grow, and I think that it's because maybe you've evolved into the right seat. I think that you're really good on the phone, but I've really seen you grown to really serve people, not only the motivated sellers, which you still serve them, but you also help serve other wholesalers. You help teach people and lead our meetups now. And I would say that that's like your gift. And it's funny because that's what you've been doing all your life, right? And you've even said that on this show 2 or 3 times. It's like, I just enjoy serving people. Thank you so much for checking out the Brett Snodgrass channel. If you like this video, please slam on that like button. And if you really like it, then subscribe to our channel here. And remember to leave us a comment below, and I'm going to try my hardest to reply to all the comments. Thank you guys so much. This is why I do what I do. Every single week, I come out with content that focuses on success, freedom, and living out your purpose. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.